Welcome to Hawks Nest. I'm Mark Grogan, and I'm with my co-host,
Matt Cagle.
Today we have a very, very special episode. We are interviewing OVC basketball champion, Coach Brad Korn.
Coach, it's great to have you on the show. I mean, what does it mean to go into Evansville and win that tournament, winning 4 games in 4 days?
Obviously, it sets the stage for what we're going to try to continue to do in the future, but for our guys and our current team, and just what it's going to do for the university and the community, and really just a sense of belief from our guys that they knew they could accomplish a goal like that. To win 4 games in 4 days, I don't care who you are or what conference it's in or anything like that, that's a pretty special feat, especially when you know that the NCAA tournament is the reward for that. So couldn't be more proud of our guys, the way that they played, represented not only themselves and their families, but also the university.
And I guess we'll know who we're playing, and what's likely going to happen is we're going to be the first 4 in, so we'll have to play a play-in game to get to the round of 64. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, that's maybe what it looks like. You never know. We'll all find out at the same time. That's the cool thing about Selection Sunday is no one really knows beforehand what's going to happen. That's what all the projections say. But there's also 2 other 16 seeds, if we are a 16, that just go straight to the tournament and play a 1 seed. So still maybe some potential of being a 15. Who knows? At the end of the day, we're in the tournament and we're going to go play.
Right.
Yeah, and this community is buzzing over that championship. What does it mean to get that support, not only this year, but the 3 years that you've been here, as you've kind of grown this team into a championship team?
Yeah, it's you could see the crowds progressively grow coming out of the COVID year, and last year we made some progress, and then this year it was up and down. We hit some rough patches there throughout the season, which most teams do. But we found our way at the end and really saw some people come out and support us. And I think Sunday's going to be a huge thing. A bunch of people come out, watch the selection show. We're opening up the Show Me Center, open to the public, free of charge. And we just want to be able to continue to bridge that gap between the university and the community and our program. And so to be able to continue to do that and have it be a celebration like this, it's been 23 years since we've been able to do this. So we want to make sure that we do it right, and our guys are rewarded for their efforts. And
then going to the event Sunday, CBS bringing in a crew to show off the Show Me Center in Cape, that's major for a town like us and a school.
Yeah, it is, and you can't really quantify what the value of that is. I don't think that anybody in the university could pick up the phone and call CBS and say, hey, come do a tour of Southeast Missouri State University. And so now we're going to get that opportunity for the national scene. This isn't just some small thing. You have all eyes on you in March Madness, and that's to be on the prime time. CBS is very, very special for our university.
And speaking of the campus being buzzing, Coach, you're kind of, I don't know if you know this or not, but you're kind of a little internet celebrity now in Cape Girardeau. Have you seen all the Barstool CMO posts about you?
I don't want to discredit Barstool by any means, because I know the power that they have. I'm not sure some of that is the attention that I'm looking for. But in all seriousness, my wife is all over social media. She does a great job with all that stuff. So we were cracking up about it the other day, and she was showing me some of that stuff. I'm not real big on social, but I did see some of that. But again, that's what the NCAA tournament is all about, is everybody can take part, have some fun, enjoy it, be proud about your school, make some jokes. So we're pretty lighthearted when it comes to that, but she showed me a lot of that stuff. And,
okay.
Pretty funny.
Yeah,
funny stuff.
And then let's talk about some of your players during the tournament. It seemed like every single game there was a new guy stepping up and leading the way. I mean, guys like Philip Russell and Chris Harris, they're kind of your staples throughout the year.
Right. But
during the tournament, you had guys like Josh Early, Israel Barnes. They were all stepping up when it mattered most.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And anytime any championship team, as you look at conference tournament championships, but even going into the NCAA tournament, you even go up a level higher in the NBA in playoff basketball, there's always that other guy that steps up and is the reason why you're able to win. Of course, Chris, Phil have to spearhead that. They're the best quote-unquote guys and the most consistent guys night in and night out. But you mentioned Josh Early had a double-double. Israel Barnes was great offensively and really defensively the whole tournament. 4 games in 4 days. He did a phenomenal job on the defensive side. And then Evan Ursher, a freshman, had a huge game, career high, I believe it was, in one of those games as well. So each guy kind of takes a turn and does what they can do in a given moment while your main guys still be your main guys. And then a guy like Nate Johnson, a fifth-year senior, he's the only guy on the roster that has started every single game this year. So just to have the consistency across the board and then to get some extra guys plugged in there the way that we did, that's how you ultimately can win 4 games in 4 days.
Yeah, I want to talk about Israel Barnes for a second. I mean, what a journey it's been for him. For those of you who don't know, Israel's bounced from D2 to D1 schools. He's been all over the place. It's been it's been a really chaotic collegiate basketball career for Israel, to now being a staple on our bench and coming off and hitting a big three in overtime to help send us to the NCAA tournament. Talk a little bit about him. How has someone who has had such an unstable basketball career finally been able to find stability with SEMO?
Yeah, he got hit a little bit by the COVID deal, because when he left Weber State, so he started as a freshman at Weber State out of high school, which was very hard to do, and he just kind of got hit with that COVID thing. He was down at a Division II school and got injured during the COVID year, so it's kind of a double whammy for him.
Yeah.
So a lot of those guys got a little bit lost in the shuffle. He averaged 18 points a game at a very good school, Newman University, Division II school. Was a very good brand of basketball. So we knew what we were getting with him just from a character and a substance standpoint. And he missed at least 6 games this season just with injury and illness. And so I really feel he could have been this way all throughout if he wouldn't have had these setbacks throughout the year. But give him credit of being able to play his best basketball towards the end, because again, Quan Smart going down and not being able to play in that championship game and battling injuries all throughout. If Israel Barnes does not play in those games,
it could be a different.
Not winning. Yeah, we flat out will not win. So give him a ton of credit for sticking to it, being true to who he is as a young man, and ultimately helping this program.
And his story is kind of like a larger story of the team. I mean, we were battling injury all year. I mean, we never played with the consistent roster, and we pulled it together at the end. So that's really impressive, Coach.
Yeah, and Kobe Clark went down with the injury, 6 games into league play. Israel missed 6 games. Dylan Branson missed time. 4 or 5 games at the beginning of the season. Chris Harris missed 2 games. Adam Larson missed a couple games. So there's been a lot I could keep going down the line. Unfortunately, Josh Early missed games. So again, we've been able to find our way all throughout the year, and of course, for us and our level, we want to be playing our best basketball at the end, which it didn't look like we were going to, because we lost the last 2 to end the regular season, but then we were able to flip it, and ultimately we played very, very well in Evansville.
And then we can talk about the team and its players all day, but what about you and your journey? You've been to the big dance before as a coach and a player, but what does it mean now to go as a head coach as it all kind of comes together this year?
Yeah, so this will be my 11th NCAA tournament as a player and as a coach, and that's something I don't take lightly or for granted. That's pretty impressive to be able to say you did that. But this feels a little different, obviously, just being the head coach, but then also where the program was to where it is now, and in that time, and you're talking COVID year, portal year, and now like a real year, to be able to do this in 3 years. It happened probably a lot faster than I thought it could happen. You still keep focused and still have that vision of what you want the program to be and where you think it can ultimately go. So to be able to get there in 3 years is quite a statement. But I'm looking forward to the opportunity. Again, like you said, I've played in NCAA tournaments, scored points in NCAA tournaments. I've been the assistant, had the scout. But this is going to be a little bit different, and I'm really just looking forward, much like our guys are.
Yeah, and turning a program around in 3 years during a COVID year, but first COVID year, and then a second year, and then finally this third year, guys are finally really buying into the program and what you're preaching to them. What does it mean to have all these guys buy into what you're telling them?
It gives verification and affirmation of what we've been trying to do the whole time has been right, and we've tried to have a consistent message about what it is and what we're trying to do and where we're trying to go. And so to get the verification of a championship, really in the future too, what it's going to do is the guys that come back and the new guys that come in, they're going to be able to say, hey, no, this is what Coach is saying, or this is how we do things here because it hung a banner. And so now to get that verification and that stamp of approval, if you will, it's going to pay major dividends as we move forward and try to keep ourselves at this level. You can't, like I said before, you can't take it for granted that you're just going to go to the NCAA tournament because you did it in 3 years and you hadn't done it in 23 years, so now we're going to do it every year. That's not how it works. College basketball does not care what you did yesterday. And so we're going to have to continue to push it forward and continue to try to put ourselves here. But again, until you actually get to that point, it's not empty words, but now it gives it a whole lot more meaning once you actually have done it.
But on the other hand, from a recruiting standpoint, I mean, going to the NCAA tournament has to do you some sort of a favor.
Yeah, you would obviously think that people want to be around and associated with winners. And now we can say we're champions and we're winners. And I think what it does is it allows you to maybe identify even more of those types of guys that you want in your locker room and that want to be part of a championship team, and they don't feel they're coming here just to do you a favor. They're coming here because they missed out on something else, and so now they want to come here. They really want to come here to continue to be a championship level person in a championship level program.
Right, and I'll just say from my perspective, coming in as a student, as a freshman, team was not that fun to watch. To be completely honest.
How long ago was this?
This is my freshman year. It was 2020.
Oh, okay.
When I came in as a freshman, and
I was about to say, what are you trying to say?
Yeah, no. But hold on. Let me cook for a second here. Hold on. So for like coming in as a freshman, then seeing the program get built and get better and better year after year, while I'm keeping watching coming to games, it's been really, really special to see. I'm super excited to watch these guys.
Yeah, and that's the best part about it all is, again, everybody gets to take part in this and feel that they have something to do with it, and that's what Sunday's going to be about. That's why we opened the doors. We could have done a private ceremony with just the team, but again, to me, we got to be able to get everybody involved and everybody feeling good about it. And because the more momentum you have, pushing the whole thing forward,
right?
Because we're going to do what we do. I'm going to do my job regardless.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's a win or a loss, we're going to continue to do what we think is right. But now, the more people that we can get in the Show Me Center for games, and the more momentum and push we can have from the community and students and everybody else feeling good about our program, the higher it can go.
Right, and that's why I say for these guys. I mean, Cape Girardeau is a pretty small, tight-knit community. So for these guys to have so many people supporting them and like having fans is probably really, really electric for them.
Yeah, and everything now is on social media, ESPN Plus. So it's like you're going to see the Show Me Center on regular season games.
Right.
You're going to see the fans in the stands. You're going to see and feel the energy through the TV. So again, it only helps itself, and we got to continue to build success on top of success, because SEMO Sports have had a great run here the last 3 years.
Really
it's
have.
over 20 championships have been won in the last 3 years. So we got to continue to put our message out there and our brand and get people to recognize and be proud of it.
Right.
It's just a fun time to watch SEMO basketball.
Yeah, and hopefully we can keep it going. First time in 23 years we've been to an NCAA tournament, but no team has ever won a game in an NCAA tournament, and so now that's our focus. And if we can add that to the banner, now we're really talking.
I think that's good for me.
I'm good. Thank you, Coach.
All right, You got it, guys. Thank you.